Hey everybody, it's Mogswamp here coming at you with a really quick tutorial. Now first off, I'd just like to thank all of my new subscribers and really thank Reddit for all the support. I posted some pictures of the flat world to Reddit and everybody seemed to really enjoy it, and I almost doubled the fan base in, a day and a half, so that was really amazing and it feels great, and I can't thank you guys enough for all the support. But one of the things was some people were questioning the legitimacy, naturally, of my flat world, and because I guess it's pretty crazy. Because people forget, you can trade for glass, trade for redstone, and one of the things that a lot of people were confused about was all the water that is spread for miles around on my flat world, and people were doubting that I did that for real. And so I'm going to show you how easy it is to do that today. It's really simple, but first off, I'd just like to show you a few things about water. Not too much that you guys probably don't know. First of all, it spreads 8 blocks, but if you want it to spread downwards, so it'll spread 8 blocks, but let's say you want it to spread towards here, it won't keep going unless you get rid of the 8th block, and then it'll keep flowing like that. Now it'll flow in a big diamond like so. 8 blocks in each of the 4 corners and 1 less on each diagonal, unless you put it near a hole or a decrease in height, and then it will flow into the hole. And if there's a lot of holes around or a lot of decreases in elevation, it will go to the closest ones. So as you can see, it went to those 2 but skipped out on this. If you want to know more about the basics of water, Ethoslab, did a video about this a couple years ago, maybe like a year and a half ago. Pretty nice tutorial though, and it still applies, so I'll try and remember to link that in the description, but this isn't really about the basics of water. But anyways, I'm just going to show you a few quick things. Any 2 source blocks of water that flow onto the same block will create a source block, and that's how you can create infinite water sources. So you'll see I just created a couple. This one is the one I usually use. I don't know why. But you can just right click and it will give you water basically, and as you can see, it only works in a certain place. So this one is the same. It'll keep right clicking, give me water, unless I click on one of the others, and then it doesn't work, which is why a lot of people use this design, which you just need 2 waters in each of the diagonals, and then anywhere you click will give you a source block of water. And this is basically the concept, is 2 diagonals, and how they create source blocks in a square like that. Now if I want to extend the water for miles around, so right, like a diagonal like that. Actually I could even do this without this. I could do it with 2 buckets only, and I'll prove that to you today. Let me just get rid of this water for a second. There we go. So as you can see, it did create 4 source blocks. But yeah, let me just demonstrate that you don't need you don't need this or anything. It's just 1 there and then 1 there. And you can even use 1 bucket, but you'd have to make multiple trips. And then all you need from that point on is 1 bucket, and you just basically keep going in that diagonal, and it will spread out in that direction. So it'll create a source block there, create a source block there, and there. You don't have to be quite spot on, because it creates source blocks next to the diagonals as well. So as you can see, it's slowly creating this big square, and it will keep extending in both directions infinitely basically. So I've debated with myself about which way is faster. I think it's this way. The only disadvantage is you can't really spam as well, so it just kind of messes things up. Whereas if you're going in one direction like this, you can literally just sort of spam right click and walk, and once you get your mouse set up in the right place, you can just go basically. Now there is one disadvantage to doing this on a huge scale, which is that once you get far enough out, and this has happened to me several times in the flat world, the chunks aren't loaded anymore and the water won't spread, and it creates lacks of source blocks of water where they shouldn't be. So I'm going to show you that real quick. I'm just going to switch over the flat world and turn on creative mode real quick, and I'll show you that. Alright guys, so here we are in the flat world. Excuse my mess in the hotbar, I was actually just working on something. But there you can see sort of some weird patterns emerging. And also, you can see the line of where the chunks stop being loaded, because this is all grass and it hasn't turned to dirt. Because the water will kill the grass, specifically at night. And then during the daytime it'll spread again. So it creates some kind of weird designs. But anyways, so you'll see there's some weird stuff going on here. If I have room in my inventory, yeah, I can move some stuff around. I'm just gonna give myself a bucket real quick to demonstrate. Don't worry, I'm not gonna save this or anything. Not that it really matters, but where are the buckets? Here we go. So it creates a sort of weird whirlpool here, and that's I'm on creative mode, aren't I? Let's switch to survival real quick. There we go. It creates a weird whirlpool here. You'll see it right there. There's a lack of a source block and it'll suck you in. And basically all you need to do is put water in that weird whirlpool and it'll fix that. And you can see down the line now, if I switch back to creative real quick, down the line all the water is updating now. And you basically have to, if you're going to do this on a huge scale, you have to keep fixing those little glitches, or you have to keep up with the water in a boat as it updates or something. That's the only way I know how to avoid it. Here's another glitch right here. It should be extending, actually maybe not. But you see a couple more of them right there, some weird whirlpools going on. So that's the danger of doing this on such a large scale where chunks may or may not be loaded. What's this? Huh. I have no idea what that is. But anyways, yeah, so there you go. That was your demonstration. I'm just going to fly back and turn back to survival, and we'll finish up this tutorial right after I show you a few more things. Alright guys, back on our new creative world, and I'm just going to show you one of the things you can do to create a river. Switch to creative real quick. There we go. So let's say you're terraforming like I have done in the past on my iron golem farm. I had to create a couple of rivers. One of the things I found helpful is to just sort of go through and mark your river out. And let's say this river is more than one deep and it's got a pocket of lake in the middle like that, and you want your water to fill into here. My first instinct was to go from the bottom up, but that's not really what you should do. What you need to do is place a layer of water over the top and then destroy the blocks. So let me show you what I mean. Let's say we have this, so we've placed a layer of dirt and we have a layer of water, and we want this to be deeper, and now we can just go through and destroy these blocks and the water will flow downwards without disturbing the stream into the void. Now, there is a bit of a disadvantage to this, I believe, because in the ocean, all the water is source blocks, but here, the water is technically flowing downwards, so that could be viewed as a disadvantage. Just going to switch to sunrise once more so you guys can see. But anyhow, it's not that that matters very much. Sorry for switching around so much. But so one of the things I like to do is just use another block, for example, netherrack. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure only the top layer is showing. And what I mean by that is only the one that's one deep, and cover all the rest up. So this is how I made the rivers. The reason I'm using netherrack is because it lets me see. If I use dirt again, it would contrast, or I wouldn't be able to tell where I had originally lined out my little lake or my little river. But anyways, then you go through here and with the techniques we've shown, just place some water using your buckets, using infinite sources, and fill all the water in here like so. And make sure you've got it all. And after that, you just go through and delete your netherrack or whatever other filler you used. I just like netherrack. It's very abundant. One of the easiest blocks in the game to get. So, and then yeah, go through and take that out. So you could also do this the opposite way, which is just like we did here, first laying out this and then digging down. But I prefer this method, as I'm able to see what the river's sort of going to look like before I place the water in there. But yeah, that's how I generally do it. And just to wrap this up, one of my tips for filling in an ocean is use gravel, or sand or whatever else you have. It's very nice. If you're going to make an underwater city or something, I recommend dumping gravel down, filling in all the water, and then once you're done with that, you can create your underground city. And if you are underwater city, and for example, let's say this is the ocean, and you've dropped gravel all the way down, but your dome or whatever you have underwater doesn't go all the way to the surface, then you can use this trick over here to replace the water that you've killed with the gravel by digging a little hole and putting the water, letting it spread, and then digging the gravel out from there, like so. So yeah, those are just a few tips and tricks on how to handle water in Minecraft. Fairly simple tutorial, but I hope it just answers a few people's questions, and I hope I was clear. Not really used to the whole tutorial thing, but I'm trying to get better. So thanks for watching. If you liked it, leave a like. It really helps me out, and I'll see you guys next time.